Oh, baby, I can't wait, baby. That Stargazer's probably out right now, and I can't wait, baby. We in there. Oh. It's still under maintenance? Is that what we doing tonight? Still under maintenance? Oh. Oh, well. We have other things we could do. I figured why not go over some of the characters that you guys have suggested. I'll be using this website, GotchaX. Has really good information on all the characters. I think they have like all the information on the characters. I think they also have information on like characters that are released on like other servers, which I won't use that because I rather see what those characters are in our game. So like for example, I could do right now. I could do like a review of Stargazer. I could do a review of Kawa. See Kawa. They have Kawa here. But I don't want to like look at these and they're like that their representation is what they are in a different server, so I'm just gonna leave them alone. But it's cool to see like some of the designs of other characters and things like that. But let us go on to the character that I think that a lot of people are super sleeping on, and that is going to be Lisa. She's gonna be our first like I guess website review, because as you guys know, I can't really do anything. Everyone's locked out right now, so I thought I would talk about Lisa. We briefly touched on Che in the other video, so I feel like we kind of covered him too much. Like I said, I don't feel like I need to do a crazy deep dive into him, but let's look at Lisa, because I feel like this character is really slept on, like one of the hidden OPs, right? So let's look at it. Connaissance. So she just has an attack, and that's her range right there. Actually, let me biggie size this so I don't have to do it in editing. I hate doing it in editing. So then we're even better. And no, I'm not on the screen. I'm just doing a real quick video, and I'm actually, there's a big mess. I got a bunch of stuff for God of War Ragnarok. I'm gonna try to play that. I'm gonna put that on the separate channel. So it's a little bit crazy right now, me moving tables and desks and monitors, and yeah, it's not a pretty sight. So let's go to the actual ultimate skill, which is Lisa creates a inspiration maze lasting for 20 seconds in a target area. 20 seconds is a long time. Oh wait, oh, I didn't even know I could do that. Oh, high upgrades. Okay, there we go. The movement speed of enemies in the inspiration maze is reduced by 20%. So as you can see here, you can level up, so the slow is even slower. It gets crazy and crazier, going up to 30%. Fantastic. Then figure in the picture. This is her first passive. Enemies entering an inspiration maze become immobilized for 1 second. They get briefly stunned. So they touch that maze, they get stunned for like a second, and then as soon as they keep walking through it, they get slower. As you can see, this is the range of it. So it's a 3 square or 3 tile, a little thing that she could put on the map. And if you put it in the right area, it'd be fantastic. It'd be also pretty cool if you could rotate it like Tetris. But that might be, maybe the game can't handle it. Also, I forgot to check is that this is not to check, but to say that this energy consumption is only 20 energy. So she kind of gets it relatively like decently. It's not too high, you know, not too low. It's not meant to be super spammable, but it is spammable. Also, you can see here as you level this up, you can level it up to also a 2-second stun. Then they are in a slow movement speed thing, so it becomes really crazy. And one of the biggest reasons is because I've noticed that a lot of the stages, especially in the story, have to do with you kind of like dealing with waves of enemies, right? And sometimes they just kind of slowly eke by, or your unit just need a few more seconds hitting them in order for you to finish them off, right? That's why I think Lisa's really strong. And I actually would say, let's say we just take out the passive. You just want to use this. Let's say you have an extra slot. All your other units are strong. You have an extra slot. I do think that just using the inspiration mage is not that bad. Like some characters I found, like even at level 1, I can utilize their kits just to get some stuff done, like just to get something done. Like, okay, let me just use Geeka real quick. Let me just use, that's why I found Kelvin. Kelvin's really good too. I would have done Kelvin, but I'd rather kind of show Kelvin. I'll eventually show Lisa. I'll probably show them both in the same video because they do similar things. Blah, blah, blah. Void Butterfly. Enemies entering an inspiration maze each receives a butterfly mark that reduces their movement speed by 10% for the rest of the battle. And that's where you get the investment, right? So their movement speed being reduced like just for a couple like just as soon as they get hit, they're gonna get stuck, they get stunned for a second, and then they're 10% slower, and then if they're stuck in the maze, they're like 30% slower, which is insane. That gives you so much time to store up, so much time to whittle them down, to mow them down. It's almost like I'm playing like a zombie game at that point. And I think that that's where the payoff gets a little bit crazy. That's where she's a little bit different from Kelvin. Kelvin has like direct stuns, so it's a little bit different. Like she has slows, but she has stuns. This character is just meant to constantly slow. And depending on how you are rotating your energy consumption, like if you're even running the energy chief skill, guess what, buddy cakes? Then you could have this going on, and you could just kind of like, you could kind of keep doing it. Because remember, enemies entering the inspiration maze. So like, let's say you have 2 of them out, right? So they would reach the end of one, and then you just put another one out. And then they would get stunned because they entered it. Remember, it's about entering and exiting. They would get stunned again, and then they would get slow. Now, the butterfly marks, I don't know if they stack. Let's keep looking at it. Special ability, this is her crime brand. So this is her little super special crime brand. When Lisa is on the battlefield, the enemy's movement speed is reduced by 10%, and the damage taken is increased by 10. Like, that's insane. So she just allows you to do damage. I mean, it's only 3% at the end of the day, but it's still pretty good to see that, right? Characteristics: Sinner, who is adept at disrupting, using Condescence to reduce the enemy's movement speed by 10% for 4 seconds. We already know that, right? Oh no, we don't. So her auto attacks also reduce the movement speed of a character for a couple seconds as well. Whoa, buddy, she gets crazier and crazier. Leader skill, which I'm assuming is the mana intensifies, is energy recovery goes up, which is great. So then we have the shackles, and then we have more. It keeps getting crazy. It keeps getting crazy. Now I don't know what order this is in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't know. But we can see that her energy recovery can go up even further. So having multiple dupes, and she is a B rank, so you can really get her energy recovery up a lot. And that's what I was saying. I wasn't actually joking when I said you could really have a bunch of inspiration mages like literally everywhere on the map. Constantly putting them down in strategic places, putting entry and exit points so when they exit, they enter another one and then they get stunned again. Insane. I love it. And here we have the light color. After an inspiration maze disappears, a void maze will appear at the same location, having the movement speed reduction effect for 20 seconds. So even though it goes away, a void mage, which doesn't have the sun stuff, but it just keeps a field there for 20 seconds afterwards. So the first mage is set less for 20 seconds, and then another mage pops up after that and slows them a little bit more. I think what they mean by halves, having the movement speed reduction effect. So whatever this one is, so this one is 20, it would be 10%. But still with all the other benefits of it as well. Really crazy. And like I said here, and then we have this, one of the really important ones, the butterfly mark becomes stackable up to 2 stacks. So the butterfly mark, as we saw, is when they enter a maze. So they can enter 2 mazes, they'll have 2 stacks, and they'll be permanently reduced by 20% movement speed the entire time. And then all this is very likely, especially, and another reason why is because we're about to start summoning, right? A lot of us are going to summon for Stargazer, right? So we're gonna start getting our dupes. That's what I was kind of like wanting to talk about more B ranks as the summon session comes up, because we're gonna be getting a lot of dupes. So we're gonna, like, what are we gonna do with all these dupes? And last but not least, ultimate energy consumption is reduced by 3. So now this becomes a 17 energy spammable skill with high energy recovery. Kind of nuts. She's a solid character. Affinity. Oh, this is the compliance thing, right? This is cool that I can see this, right? So crime brand recommendations. I mean, this is decent. I was gonna go into the other thing. They were recommending the damage thing, damage received. I wouldn't really use that. Gain 3. This one I would. That she gains 3 energy after using a chief skill. That's actually lootly nuts. Initial energy plus 5. Now, this one I could kind of see it, but the only issue that I have with it, and sorry about the lawnmower if you hear it, they're cutting the grass, but this one allows her to get it quicker, start the mazing. I guess that's a good thing, but at the same time, like, she'll get it really quickly. I feel like having another one in that slot, I feel like is a little bit better. Initial energy plus 8. That's a little even better. Like, same thing, same reasoning I have for that. Let's go to the crime brands, because they actually have them separated here, which is pretty convenient. I actually think the Krita bulwark here is actually something to not be slept on. Giving another unit the ability to block 2 things. Now, yes, they may not be as tanky, so they might not be able to do it, but sometimes I think that putting a support next to a healer or something that can keep them alive, and then, you know, they can also block, because this allows you to make any other character basically a tank, and also make your tanks even more tankier, right? but I just thought I'd mention it for support as well. Justice is also a really good one. Reason being, after using an ultimate, and we know that she can spam a little, she'll start boosting up everyone else's attack who kind of needs it a little bit more than she does, right? So I think that this is a really good one. This is where these are supposed to be used. They're supposed to be used on more supportish types, especially, but I also feel like most importantly is used on characters that spam. This is actually another one too, Nightmare Revelation. Reason why is that all allied sinners will increase both their attack strength and attack speed, right, for 30 seconds. This is something that you slap on them so your other characters can have more intricate crime brands that are actually relevant to them, right? That's kind of how that would work. Honorable mention, automatically dispels one negative effect, which is usually a stun. Definitely a stun. Usually characters get stunned up or frozen or something, so I think that one's a good one. I like this one in general. I feel like it's a goodie. Chance to stun a target. If it has a core, it automatically triggers, and it's kind of synergizes with her slowing enemies, and it gives her a little bit of what Kelvin has, right? So I definitely think that this is a pretty good one for her. And that is it. Those are all the crime brands. Like I said, I'll try to maybe we'll do a full B rank video or something like that, showcasing them, but this is really good. I like this website actually as well. I wanted to showcase this website as well. Definitely be using this, and yes, that's how you would use some Lisa. Let me know if you guys are surprised at how useful she is, or do you think she's kind of trash? Do you think that she's not really usable? I love that. Like, she's still a fashion shoot, even though, you know, she's still a fashion suit. But do you guys think she's good? Do you think that she's actually good enough to invest in? She's a catalyst character, which is kind of weird, but she's definitely more support-esque. Definitely more support. You could have, there was another one I think that said, like, as she's attacking and lowers the defense. I think that one's decent too, but I was like, it's too much. But I think that she's phenomenal, allowing you to, like I said, stuns and slows, and then you have characters, which everyone now has, is Nox, so really good at helping the cleaving going on, really good at slowing even a big target that might be moving, especially the gold stages. Oh my god, the gold stages are so annoying. I might build her just for the gold stage, just so I can get like a nice clean raid on it, but that'd be useless because once I can raid it, I don't need her built up like that. But still, really useful, super useful, and I think will be useful in the future for characters in stages where they have units that are just kind of running around and there's not much you could do about it. Anywho, hope you guys enjoyed. I look forward to the Stargazer summons whenever she actually comes out, and of course, let's keep it going. Let's keep this love going. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.